Right, we are back for pushing arms today. This morning, 84.55 kg. We're feeling pretty good, can't lie. A pretty productive, positive day in general. Just now, I'm trying to kind of keep that sort of momentum flowing, waking up every day feeling positive, feeling kind of not even motivated, just kind of disciplined, doing kind of day-to-day sort of structure, you know what I mean? Like day-to-day sort of tasks anyway. But we are feeling good, there's no sort of but aye, we've not really hit any speed bumps since the first 2 weeks anyway. Week 1, no well, week 2, injured. Since then, nothing has went wrong. We're keeping this momentum flowing, feeling good. I've lost weight every week consistently. Now, that being said, last week I only lost 0.34 or something on average, but at the same time, the visual definitely looks a lot tighter. I've also just realised that I've now left the house and I forgot my trunks. And I was going to do some posing after pushing arms today, which I'll still do, just not in trunks, it'll be in boxers now. But that's annoying. But anyway, apart from that, we are feeling good. That's not a big deal. Literally, I forgot trunks one time. Oh no. It's all good, don't need to wear trunks to pose. I can just pose in my boxers and we're basically good to go. Overall, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I've got no complaints, no issues now. I got my check-in back this morning from Finn. There's no changes to food. Food is the exact same. So we're 84.5 kg this morning. The main kind of goal is just now try and kind of get down to sort of 83s on the sort of same food. But what we have done is change steps. So it was 10k on average daily. Now it is 12k on average daily, which again isn't a pure mental wild change. It's literally an extra 2k steps a day. I think time wise it's maybe 20 minutes of walking, so it's not a major deal, you know what I mean? I think when it comes to a sort of a diet, people are very, very quick to just kind of jump into, we need to drop food to minus an extra 700 calories, we need to increase cardio by 30-40 minutes, you need to do all this crazy shit, when in reality if you're pushing yourself hard with the basic things, if you're consistently hitting say 12k steps a day, you're nailing your food every day, you're working hard in your sessions, you're taking your cardio off that you have got, all that kind of stuff, you can easily lose a lot of body fat just by keeping things at an absolute minimum but being consistent. There's so many people that find themselves sort of stuck in this whole yo-yo diet, and it's only because they push themselves way too hard, they can't sustain it, then go, oh no, I need to eat more food to kind of feel better and feel more energised, and you're just up and down, up and down, up and down. If your main goal, right, is to literally lose body fat, consistency is the biggest thing when it comes to a diet, right? To be fair, should be anything, when it comes to a gaining phase, diet, whatever, consistency is your main thing in that aspect anyway. If you can't stay consistent with any kind of diet, you're literally done for. You're not going to lose body fat, you're not going to build muscle, or if you are building muscle, you'll just gain too much body fat by eating pure excessive amounts of food. All that kind of stuff. When it comes to any kind of phase that you're in, you have to be as consistent as you possibly can. In the past 18 months, I can proudly say that I've been very, very consistent when it comes to my diet, my training, cardio, the lot. Maybe in the whole off-season gaining phase setting, my steps are a little bit low. Now I work from home, I probably get a little bit lazy in that kind of aspect, but when it comes to eating, I was always eating on plan. I'd done the cardio that I was given when I was training, I always trained hard, all that kind of stuff, but I can openly say I was probably a little bit lazy when it came to steps back then. But when it comes to a dieting phase, steps are the easiest thing ever to do. It's not hard to go out and go a wee walk unless you're injured or you've broke your foot or something, you know what I mean? But if you're, what is this guy doing? You're actually over fucking 2 lanes, man. People that can't drive, man, I say it all the time, but literally just learn how to drive. It's so annoying. But anyway, consistently tick off the easy tasks, i.e. get your steps done, get your cardio ticked off, get your training absolutely smashed every session. Don't half-arse things. If you're in a dieting phase, you're trying to lose body fat, your sole purpose and sole goal just now is, right, okay, I'm trying to lose 20 kilos of body fat, right? The only way that you can do that is by being consistent. If you go into a diet and absolutely starve yourself, right, one, you're going to feel like absolute shit from the get-go. Two, chances are it'll last maybe a week or two and you'll go, yeah, patch this, man. Like, I'm eating absolutely no food. I don't want to do this anymore, because honestly, I'd be the same. If I went from eating, say, like 3,000 calories a day to eating like 1,400, of course I'm going to feel like shit. I'm not going to have any energy. I'm going to just feel pure lethargic. My sessions will be absolutely shit. Like, it wouldn't be an enjoyable process by any means whatsoever. So if it comes to any sort of dieting phase, the one thing that I would say is just be as consistent as you possibly can in the most basic way that you possibly can, i.e. set a step target, stick to it. Set a certain amount of sessions a week, stick to it, and actually work hard in your sessions. Say, right, okay, I'm doing 3 times 20 minutes cardio and I'm getting that done. Like, nail the basic things. Don't automatically go, right, okay, I need to do all this cardio, all these steps, eat absolutely no food, and then train to failure every single session, because you'll just feel like utter shite, which is completely natural, by the way. Like, if you've done that and you go, oh, why am I feeling like shite? But like, that person can lose body fat and they don't feel like shite. Probably because they've worked their way down from, say, eating 3,000 calories, then went, right, okay, 2.7k, right, okay, 2.4k, right, okay, 2.1k, rather than just going 3k, right, okay, I'm dieting 1.4k calories. Like, it's just the most silly thing ever to do. And it might sound like, right, okay, that's what I need to do to lose body fat. I've been told I need to eat in a calorie deficit, so I need to get a major deficit. And that is such a common thing to do. Everyone just goes, right, okay, I need to be in a deficit, so usually I eat about 3,000 calories, so a deficit must be under 2,000 calories straight away, and instantly you're just cutting your diet short or making it even harder for yourself, right? If you gradually bring your food down, increase steps, increase cardio, you're then sort of like creating a bigger deficit slowly but surely. If you instantly drop, your energy will absolutely crash through the floor. You'll be absolutely starving, your sessions will be absolutely shit, and it'll just go to shit in general, right? So trust me, when it comes to losing body fat, or even a gaining phase, just be consistent and tick off the basic things. But anyway, we are in for push. I'm going to get some clips in, because my plan is, after the session, jump on the treadmill for a bit as well, and basically edit whilst I'm on the treadmill. Because I've brought, oh no, please say I've brought it, man. I have, thank God. I've brought this wee thing, a wee SD card reader. I put that in my phone, take it out the camera, I have all the content in my phone, edit, easy. So I'll catch you after the session. Right, pushing arms ticked off. A very good session. However, that gym was literally like the busiest place on planet Earth tonight, man. I started work half an hour later this morning, so I finished half an hour later. And see, going literally just that half an hour difference, man. Like, honest to God, it was so busy, man. And I don't know, just that whole kind of like busy gym thing, I was kind of glad to get away from. And then like kind of going tonight and being so busy, I'm like, oh, you're kidding on, man. So never know for future. Do not go to the gym half an hour later, because that half an hour is like the biggest difference on planet Earth. And honestly, it kind of like takes me back to like living in Manchester and that. Like, I used to actually, like, honestly, no word of a lie, I genuinely like loved living in Manchester. Like, that whole like being a different city from your sort of like your home city, all that kind of stuff, or your hometown, whatever you want to call it. It's just like completely different. Like, you go to the gym and you know absolutely nobody. Like, yeah, I met people in Manchester that were like pure class, nice to speak to, all that kind of stuff, but like, you don't really know them, and you haven't known them for like however many years, you know what I mean? And like, when you go in that gym, like, it's nice seeing people you know in that, but at the same time, it's like, when you go in and it's like every single person that's like in the gym, you know them, or you've like, you know who they are. It's like, oh, this is just kind of, just a bit of shit, man. And that's going to sound probably pretty shit. Like, I'm not saying that I hate seeing these people. It's not like that at all. It's like, when I was in the gym in Manchester, it's like, okay, I go in, do my workout, and it's like, I don't know MD, I don't need to think about kind of speaking to MD, all that kind of stuff. But like, here, you kind of like feel, not pressured, but you feel like you kind of have to speak to folk. And like, I'm not a pure like weirdo that's not going to speak to you, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to speak to me, or like I want to speak to you, I'll come speak to you, you know what I mean? But it's like, when you go in the gym here, it's like everybody in there you basically know, or you know at least half people in the gym when you're there. So I kind of miss having that like wee kind of your own wee place. You know what I mean? Even though Manchester, it's like definitely not my own wee place, but it's like it's a big city, and it was like in that city I knew maybe 10, 15 people in total, and it's like this is class, man. You can just walk about anywhere, don't know MD, don't need to think about like, oh, there's that person or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's just, to me, that's just nice. Like when it comes to like living anywhere, right? I would love to just live somewhere that's just pure quiet. Like I know Manchester, I was saying in the city centre, it's like definitely not quiet by any means, right? But at the same time, it was quiet in the kind of sense of, right, okay, I don't know MD here, so I don't need to like go and speak to MD. I'm technically just kind of doing my own thing. Yeah, there's loads of folk around, all that kind of stuff, but like I'm just kind of doing my own shit. You know what I mean? And I suppose I could do that here as well, but it just doesn't feel the same to me. Like living in Cumbernauld, I'm not gonna lie, I just don't really like it at all. Like it's nice being like back to mum and dad and all that, and it's like nice seeing family, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's great, but at the same time, I just enjoyed having my own sort of my own space. It felt like an actual home, you know what I mean? That's probably a bit of an emotional topic. So I won't get too deep into that, but you know what I mean? It's just kind of, it's nicer to have your own sort of place and all that kind of stuff, and hopefully in the near future it will be a similar situation where I can have my own wee place and all that kind of stuff. But again, there's no rush. Like I love living with mum and dad and all that, kind of being close to them. Obviously it's nice, but like at the same time you just kind of want your own space at times, you know what I mean? You want your own, rather than just your own room, you want your own like place, like you can go down the stair or you can go do whatever, any room in the house, and it's like yours to do whatever with, you know what I mean? So I do miss that, I can't lie. So aye, but as I said, I've got all these goals in place for this year, or the next year and a half, and I know for a fact that I'm going to absolutely fucking smash them, man. Like I can confidently say, like everything that I've set in place for the next year and a half, I'm going to make sure that it fucking happens. Because if it does happen, I'll know for a fact I'm in like the most solid place and like the most stable place I've ever been in, because I'll have certain things at that point which I said before, and I think it was the last video or a video before. I'm not going to get pure deep into it, but at the same time, it's like basically it's a qualification, right? And it's like it's meant to take a long time to do, but it's not going to take that long the way that I'm going to do it. So, aye, basically this qualification is like a very, very high standard qualification, and it's like I don't know. Like, I feel like when you kind of leave school, you sort of think like, right, okay, that's the studying done. I'm like now working, all that kind of stuff, right? But see, as this is going to sound like pure nerdy, man, but see as nerdy as it might sound, right? I actually used to love studying, believe it or not. Like, I don't know, just like the whole thing of like taking notes and like thinking about stuff and like actually put my brain to like proper use, you know what I mean? I actually used to love that whole sort of that process of studying and like, right, okay, this means that means this, all that kind of stuff. So basically, it's not like I'm going back to school. I'm not going to uni or anything, by the way. Don't think about that. Trust me, I would never go to uni. Like, uni was the last thing I wanted to do. Like, having pure, like, yeah, it's like got lectures and all that kind of stuff, this, like, qualification, but at the same time, it's not like a pure uni lecture, you know what I mean? When you're, like, sat and it's like, you need to go somewhere. I couldn't be bothered with all that shit, man. But anyway, aye, uni was, like, never a thing for me. Like, I just couldn't be arsed with that shit, man. But aye, it's like more so kind of just studying and like learning a lot about a certain topic that I actually kind of enjoy. Like, see, when I was like mega young, the most obscure thing that any child could possibly say, would you want to be when you're older? Astronaut? No. Policeman? No. Doctor? No. Aiden, would you want to be? An accountant? What? A fucking accountant? Like, I was literally about maybe 12-year-old, mate. 11, 12-year-old. Ed, would you want to be when you're older? An accountant? Wow, you're a fucking nerd. Like, you know what I mean? So, that kind of tells you the sort of like qualification that I'm going for anyway. Again, there's plenty of qualifications when it comes to accounts. Again, I won't get into that. But the one that I'm going for, I got a couple of exams through and I sacked it because of the coaching, because I just focusing on different things. But now, like, looking back at it, I'm like, oh, should I just stuck with it, man? Just kind of got it done. Because if I did stick with it, right, I'd probably be, in fact, no, I think I'd have been finishing it this year. Or I'd have been finishing it, like, just the end of this year. But at the same time, that's if I'd, like, kind of done it here and there and not, like, pure full-time study or that kind of stuff. But we're going the hardcore approach. Trust me, when I put my mind to something, it gets done. I can guarantee it'll get fucking done. And it's not going to take 4 years anyway, or 5 years, whatever it is. I can tell you that right now. And it will be a stressful period of my life. I know that for a fact. It will be tough. It will be hard. It's not going to be a pure, like, absolute doddle. But at the same time, like, I'll make sure that I genuinely put everything into it. Like, with the whole J3U thing just now, I'm putting everything into that so that it stays in my fucking head. Like, I'm making sure that I study everything, and it's like, I'm not just kind of going through the motions, like, okay, that means that, cool, whatever, move on. Like, I'm taking notes of everything that I'm learning. So I've kind of got my own sort of, like, what's the word? It's like simplified notes rather than just kind of pure, like, right, okay, J3U, I've said this, like, John Jewett and Luke, they've both said that these pure, like, scientific terms, like, I'm literally taking the scientific term that they're telling me, then they break it down after that. So I'm literally writing the term down, breaking down everything in my own sort of simplified notes, because I just, like, have that pure OCD thing of, like, wanting everything to be pure perfect. So when it comes to studying, it's like I have this pure thing in my head that's like, right, okay, this has to do this, this has to do this. It's like everything's so laid out, like, and it might be pure mega OCD, but like having things pure laid out so that it just looks simple to me. I can read it and go, right, okay, that means that, done. Rather than going, right, okay, they said this, they said that little part, oh yeah, they said that part too. So I've kind of had my own sort of mini summary of what certain things mean. And that kind of helps me sort of keep things in my head and sort of keep things, like, simple so that I can explain it and I can remember it easily and I know what certain things mean, all that kind of stuff. But again, that might just be kind of my own way of studying, you know what I mean? But again, I'm going to stop rambling on. I've been sitting rambling here. So anyway, I'll add some clips of training, which I've probably already done by now. So I hope you have enjoyed. But apart from that, I'll catch you in the next one.